Kevin McLeod coming from Crispy Clean Aquariums. Today we're going to talk about replacement filters. We've had a lot of discussion and a lot of talk about replacement filters and how to save money on our website. And a lot of people don't understand how to do it. They buy expensive hang on the back filters, HOBs or canister filters, and then they continue to have to spend big bucks to buy pre-made, set up filters to go in those units. And they, every month, every 2 months, every 3 months, they're spending chunks of money when they could be buying more fish on these replacement filters. So we're going to go over some of the ways to replace those filters, how to make them a lot cheaper, make them at home. I'm going to use Emperor, Marineland Emperor 400 as an example today. If you don't have one, that's fine. You can use this information to make your own filters for your equipment. I'm just using this one as an example because it's very easy. It's a very versatile filter. I have other ones that we could talk about, but this is the one we're going to use today. The information can be used for a lot of different ideas. If you have some, post them online. We'll like to talk about them. Thank you very much and enjoy the ride. Alright, some of the items you may need for replacing the filter: you're going to need a pair of scissors, you're going to need an X-Acto knife or a sharp blade like this. Anything that you may want to put in the filter, an old filter, you're going to need, you can use the filter first. It doesn't really matter. I would probably use it first and then replace it after that. You're going to need some quilter's batting. I bought this at Walmart. I think it was like $3. It lasts a long time. You make multiple filters out of this. The important part is you have to make sure that it is 100% nylon and there are no anti-biological or fire retardant information in it or stuff in it. You can do that by checking on the tag. Sometimes it doesn't say right on the front. I don't know why, but it doesn't. So you have to come on the back or the bottom or somewhere and it'll say 100% polyester fiber, and you just keep reading down to make sure that there's no anti-biological, anti-fungus, fire retardant. You want 100% polyester filter fiber. This is the Emperor 400 filter box that it comes in, the filters. This is one of them. You're going to take this filter, of course you're going to use it, it's going to be all nasty and dirty when it comes out. What we're going to do is we need to take the blue off and we're going to save the black backing. This will be the frame that we can use to build our new filter with. The idea is we're just going to take the quilting backing and attach it to the front of this and then reuse it. We can also take Persian, we can use carbon, we can use all sorts of different materials, refillable bags we can put in here and attach to the front of this and use it again and again and again and again for 50 cents a piece instead of $3 a piece. That works a lot better. Alright, we're here at my slop sink. What I have now is I went out and I used regular filter. I'm going to take the filter. The hardest part, I think, of this whole process is actually getting this blue material off. It's heat welded on here. It's not sewn on, it's heat welded on. So you'll take your X-Acto knife and make a little slit on the side just so you can get your finger underneath there. I'm having a hard time doing it because I'm holding the camera at the same time. But that's all you're going to want to do. You're not going to want to go at the corners because for some reason that's where they really weld it well. So you just make a little slot right here on the side. And then you're going to start ripping. And you're going to rip all the blue off. You're going to want to do this inside a Walmart bag or something because all the charcoal is in here. You don't want it to go down your drain. You don't want to go flying around the room. So do it inside a Walmart bag and all the charcoal will fall in there. Rip it off as best as you can. And then you'll just take the X-Acto knife again and slice it nice and cleanly around the edge so that you get most of the blue off. You really don't have to get it all off. You don't even have to get a majority of it off, but you really don't want this kind of stuff hanging on here. So I'd probably just run it around this top part up here. This is probably just fine. It really doesn't matter. At this point we've cleaned off our filter and this is what we're left with. We're going to take that and use that as a template on our quilting batting. We're going to unpackage it And oh look, neatly cut pieces already. All you have to do is just lay your old filter on here, no matter what size it is, lay it on here and cut with your scissors the same size. I cut a couple in advance. It just makes it easier. Sometimes I'll do 8 or 10 and just stick them back in the bag, and that way I have them whenever I need them. I don't have to try to find my scissors. Once you get this cut, of course you can just lay it on here and stick it back in there, but it may shift, it may start to slide down, it may roll down, so you're going to want to use a couple rubber bands. I found that these really thick ones are not good. Even these are a little too strong, a little too elastic. You're going to want to use a loose, small rubber band, because you really don't need a whole lot to hold this foam on there. You just need a little bit to keep it on there. You don't want to use any kind of metal that may rust. You don't want to use any little clips or anything like that. Rubber bands work great. You can use them over and over and over again. They're cheap. Get them off the newspaper. When they wear out, you just throw them away and get a new one. Finished product. Here's one filter frame with just fiber floss added to it. Here's another one with carbon. I myself don't use a whole lot of carbon unless I'm cleaning up medication or something. I just use filter floss and other stuff. This material right here is really good. I wouldn't recommend buying it in these individual packs. It's really sort of expensive. But when you do buy it this way, it comes in a bag already. When you buy it in a 100 milliliter bottle, you also have to buy a bag. So it's like 30 bucks. But it is a much better deal, and it's really impressive stuff. You can run all sorts of stuff. You can purchase the refillable bags, and you can put anything you want in them and reuse them over and over and over again. You just take these two, stack them on top of each other, come to your filter, and they will just slide right in the bag. Done. Done. Just saved myself 12 bucks. Nice thing about the Emperor 400 is that you have two different sides. The bio wheels you never have to mess with. Just make sure they're still rolling, and you have the spray jet there to keep them wet. You never have to replace those, because that's where a lot of your biological filtration goes on. But I swap one side out. A month later, maybe a month and a half, I'll swap the other side out and just keep going back and forth. I never do both sides at once. That wipes out everything. Just one side at a time, and it works great. Gentlemen, that's how you replace your filter cartridges and save a lot of money. And you can do it over and over again. It is a wonderful way to do it. They don't want everyone to know about it, but it's really quite simple. You can use these ideas on any kind of filter. You can lay this filter floss in media trays in your canister filters. You can use the reusable bags in your canister filters for whatever kind of media you want. You don't have to keep buying their expensive filters. Thank you, and see you again at Crispy Clean.